Hey everybody, it's David here, and today we're going to make some homemade hummus. So hummus is pretty easy to make. A million videos online on YouTube, of course, but they all do it the quick and easy way, and they use canned chickpeas. And I like to use dried chickpeas for a couple of reasons. One is, you see here this picture here, and I got my little kitchen scale and stuff. And I mean, just for the fun of it, actually for this particular video, I compared the canned and the dried chickpeas in terms of cost. So so I cooked up. That's why I got the scale there, so I could cook up comparative amounts. And depending on what brand of canned chickpeas you're buying and what can of what you're paying for your dried chickpeas, of course. I mean, it varies from store to store and that kind of thing. But you know what? You can make your hummus, at least from the point of view of the cost of the chickpeas, for somewhere around 15%. Like, that's like more than 3/4 less for the cost of the dried chickpeas. And so what you have to do with the dried chickpeas is I soak them overnight. And then I put them in my Instapot. And if you just didn't mind, if you just go onto the bean function, it'll come up at 24 minutes. But since I'm going to put these in the food processor and mush them up, I pumped that up to 28 minutes because they're just a little bit softer and a little bit easier to process then. All right. And then if you don't have a Instapot, then what you can do is soak your beans overnight, and then just put them on the stove, bring them to a boil, and then turn them down and let them simmer for an hour or sometimes maybe 2 hours. It's not a big deal. Just keep the lid on so that they don't boil dry, and while you're going about whatever else you're doing around the house, and that works too. I mean, I've only had an Instapot for the past year or so, and so I've done plenty of simmering of chickpeas in my life. Okay. And so now you see I got the chickpeas into the food processor. I've made this in a blender. It's a little bit more difficult in the blender. The advantage of this food processor is just the actual shape of the container, and the blades are a different shape. But you can do it in the blender. It just takes a little bit more work because what happens in the blender, because the hummus is thick, it won't mix as easy. And so you have to stop and reach down there with your spoon and stir it up, right? So you put it in the chickpeas, and there will be a list of ingredients at the end of the video here. But with the chickpeas, you got to put in some garlic and some lemon and some hummus, some salt. I put in a little bit of water and some olive oil because you need some liquid to blend with the chickpeas. And then here you'll see there's something that's kind of looking blacky red there. Well, if you want some extra flavor, one thing that I'll do is I'll put in some roasted red pepper. Okay, and you can put in other flavorings too, but your sort of standard hummus has got garlic as the flavoring. You can put in garlic and roasted red pepper, or I suppose you could leave the garlic out, but I like garlic, so there's always garlic in mine. And this particular day I actually made 2 batches, one which was just regular with just garlic, one which was garlic and roasted red pepper. So it's so easy. You get all that stuff in there, and then turn your food processor on. Mine has a function for smoothie and whatnot, and so I'll put it on that because it'll kind of go forward and then go backwards, and then it's trying to mix everything up and then go fast. And just scoop it out after that, and taste it. All right, so I do the ingredients to taste, and sometimes you need to add a little more lemon, sometimes you need to add a little more hummus, maybe you want to add more garlic. I mean, it's up to you, but taste it, and then adjust the seasonings. The garlic, the hummus, the lemon, the salt, and as I say, make sure you use some liquid. You can add, more liquid, so don't use too much liquid. And then scoop it out, and there you are. Beautiful homemade hummus. Cheap as borscht, as they say. And the other advantage of using the dried chickpeas is you don't have to worry about what the can's made out of. You don't have to worry about what the lining in the can is. You don't have to worry about what is EDTA. I don't know what that is. You don't all these chemicals and added salt and stuff. So my suggestion for your own health and peace of mind is just do it this way and use the dried chickpeas. All right, thanks, and we will talk with you all next time.